I'm your host, Anthony Perry, also known as the 7-Star General, and today I will be bringing you the tips tip of the day. And that tips tip of the day is the price of drifting. So I just wanted to get on here this morning and tell you guys, and then also remind myself that the price of drifting is very, very expensive. And if we don't know what drifting is, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you know about drifting. So drifting is like just letting something go out there and then float freely without a destination. So think about like a log or like a piece of wood, a big piece of wood, and if you just put it out on the water, the only thing it's gonna do is just gonna float. And like the drifting comes in when the waves are just taking it and carrying away, and you would just say that that log is just drifting away. It's just drifting wherever the waves are taking it. And I think people don't realize that that's exactly what happens to us in life when we don't have a definite plan or a definite purpose about what we're doing every day. Like we just choose to drift. Like, and I don't even think if we know that it's a conscious decision that we chose to drift. It's like if you don't wake up every day or go to bed at night with a plan that how you're gonna execute the next day, then ultimately you're drifting. If you don't have a plan for your relationship between you and your spouse or you and your significant other, the y'all relationship is just drifting. If you go into work and you don't have no set goals that you're gonna hit when you go into the office today, you're just showing up, my friend, you're just drifting. If you go into your practice at whatever sport you play, or you might do say you build anything, you know what I'm saying, but you don't have no daily execution or daily mission or daily task that you're trying to accomplish that you consciously came up with, you're definitely drifting. And there's a major price to just drifting along in life and not actually having an actual plan for the way you want to attack things or where you want to end up with things. And I say that because think about like this. They say like people get to their deathbeds, their 60s, their 70s, their 80s, and they have the most regrets in life. And I think that the regrets come from drifting. Like, think about that. Like, you're like, man, I should have did this when I was that age, or I should have did this, or I wish I did more of that, or I wish I went harder at that. That is all those wishes that come in and just come from you just you were drifting. You weren't actually getting up every day, because I promise you, the people that are out here making moves, shaking and moving, they have a plan for how they're going to attack things. They have a team behind them that keeps them organized, that keeps them in position to continue to produce every single day. I'll use some examples. It's like, think about like when Kevin Hart first started off in like those movies where it was like they were low budget as hell. It was just little Kevin Hart. Now you see on Instagram Kevin Hart every morning 5 o'clock working out with his trainer. You going to taking different meetings throughout the day, making sure that he meets with the people that he needs to meet with, so that his comedy production campaign continues to grow. You think Kevin Hart would be the best comedian in the world if he didn't have a plan on how he was going to attack and put out content and produce movies and find other talent to sign to his Heartbeat Productions? I don't think so. I think that him being a shaker and mover like that, he's not drifting at all. I think a lot of us, we think that we're just going to end up at our best destination by just thinking about it, by just drifting along like in life. Like, no, you have to actually get up and work every single day and have a plan on how you're going to get there. It's like, think about it in the car. Like you go to the car and you don't have no destination in the GPS, and you don't have no place to go in mind. Well, how the fuck you gonna end up anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Just think about it like that. You driving around, but you don't have no destination. Like, where the fuck you going? That's drifting. You know what I'm saying? That's in life. Like, people get up every day and don't have no destination in their GPS. They just drifting through. And like, imagine that. Like, imagine how depressing that has to be to get to like, say 50 years old and you don't have nothing built, or you can't say like, look, man, I consciously decided that I wanted to build this, or I consciously decided that I wanted to build that, and you had a vision in your mind and it came to fruition. Imagine how painful that is. Imagine how expensive that price you're paying in that brain for that agony and that angst every day to understand that you never took the time out to accomplish anything or to consciously conquer anything. That has to be a horrible, horrible, horrible like feeling. And that's, like I say, that's the price of drifting. So I would just leave you guys with a couple more examples of what I see from people that are shaking and moving out here, people that are consciously making decisions, and then I'll figure out an example of a drifter by the end of my speech. I like to think of like LeBron James as well as someone that had a definite plan, and we should all, when we're doing our corporate job or we're running our business or we're doing anything in our lives in terms of like a relationship or just any engagement, I feel like you should take the LeBron approach. And the LeBron approach, in my opinion, is to go hard every single day. And if you go hard and you get the right trainers and you train every single day with the purpose, like, okay, I'm gonna work on my strengths today, or you wake up tomorrow, you're like, okay, I'm gonna work on these weaknesses, or I'm gonna fine tune this, or I'm gonna fine tune that, then I think that's where the winning comes in. And like, that's the LeBron effect, because I think LeBron's still dominating in the league at what, 36, 37, because of the long span of just getting up and constantly executing and consciously executing every single day, like having a plan. I don't think LeBron James will end up being the best basketball player to ever live in terms of the most points ever scored and things like that, and being in top 10 for assists, points, and rebounds. I think that comes with a lot of dedication, hard work, and effort. And I think that we all need to add this into our game, or add this into our daily routine if we want to be great as well. That's real shit right there. Like, if you want to be great, you have to get up and consciously choose to be great. Like, we're not gonna wake up and just like life's forces is gonna allow us to just be great. It doesn't work that way. Like, you have to program yourself for greatness, and then maybe after 30 years of consciously making moves to push you forward, if you just take your foot off the gas and let life's force push you, I'm pretty sure that your routine and your program has already set you in position to continuously and consciously make decisions to push you forward. So it's not even something that you have to put as much conscious effort in once you control your system and you control your programming. But that's a lot deeper. That's a lot a way bigger message for later on in terms of programming, how we can program ourselves for success. I'll leave that in another tip of the day. But for this, I just want to let you guys know that don't drift out here. Don't just go with the flow. Create whatever direction you're trying to move in and flow that way. Like, allow the energy around you to push you where you want to go by consciously choosing where you want to go. Like, if you say that you want to end up here, you want to have a beautiful family, you want to have a loving wife, and you want to have a nice house, you want to have a nice crib, you want to have a good cars, you want to have money in the bank, then you have to make decisions every single day to bring that into your life. You can't just continue to sit on your ass every day, or play the video game, or drink alcohol with your friends, smoke blunts and shit, and think that the lifestyle you want is just gonna pop up in your hands, or just knock on the door like the Amazon dude. It's not about to happen. You have to get your ass up in the morning. But don't even matter what time. You know what I'm saying? Don't even matter what time. All that matters is if you have a plan to execute once you wake up. If you don't have no plan when you get out of the bed, then you drifting. You drifting. And you wasting your life. You wasting your time. And I promise you, when you get to your deathbed, or you get to that final stages in life, you're going to look back on it and be like, damn. People ask you, what's one thing you wish you did? One thing you wish you would have did was make moves every day that you consciously put thought into. You're going to wish that you made forward progression in everything that you did. Ultimately, I think you're going to be mad that you paid the price of drifting.